Hi everyone, Kelt here, bringing you my thoughts on the British royal family and Harry and Meghan. And today I'll be talking about Meghan and Harry's professional split. Are they really going their separate ways in their careers? What's behind their string of failed business ventures? And what about those cynical online comments claiming Meghan's just biding her time until Harry's inheritance runs dry? So, let's go. We're going to look into their business flops, dig into the rumours swirling around Meghan's motives, and take a critical look at her behaviour towards Harry. So, grab a cup of tea or coffee, or whatever you drink, hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. Let's go. So first, let's talk about this so-called professional split. In recent months, we've seen Meghan and Harry take on more solo projects than ever before. Harry's been focusing on his Invictus Games and charity work, like his appearance in New York for causes tied to his late mother, Princess Diana. Meanwhile, Meghan's been building her lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, now rebranded as ever, and making solo appearances, like at the Paley Honours Fall Gala in 2024. But this isn't just about scheduling conflicts. Sources like the Mirror and the Daily Mail suggest this split is a deliberate strategy. After stepping down as senior royals in 2020, they tried to position themselves as a Hollywood power couple. What with Netflix deals, Spotify podcasts, and a glossy Sussex brand. But according to royal expert Hugo Vickers, their star power as a couple didn't deliver the way they hoped. Their joint ventures faced criticism, and some say they've had to pivot to avoid more bad press. Why the shift? One source told The Telegraph, it's a twin-track approach. Harry focuses on charity, Meghan on her entrepreneurial projects. But here's the kicker. Some insiders, like those quoted in Vanity Fair's 2025 article, American Hustle, claim this split is less about strategy and more about damage control after a series of flops. So let's dive into those next. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. Meghan and Harry's business ventures have not exactly set the world on fire. From Spotify to Netflix to Meghan's lifestyle brand, the Sussexes have faced one setback after another. So let's break it down project by project. First up, their Spotify deal in 2020. Harry and Meghan signed a reported $20 million deal with Spotify to produce content through their Archwell audio brand. And the goal? Inspirational podcasts that would uplift and entertain. But what did we get? A single series, Archetypes, hosted solely by Meghan. Harry was barely involved, which raised eyebrows. The series launched in 2022 with big-name guests like Serena Williams and Mariah Carey, so it sounds promising, doesn't it? But it didn't resonate with audiences. Critics called it self-indulgent, and Spotify executive Bill Simmons infamously labelled the couple effing grifters after Spotify ended their deal in 2023. Only 12 episodes were produced and the platform didn't renew. Ouch. Posts on X even claimed Meghan ruined Spotify for Harry, with one user, at AA Tweetley, saying, "The Invictus and Africa projects are Harry's, not hers. She ruined Spotify." That reflects the sentiment online. Next, their Netflix deal. In 2020, they inked a rumoured $100 million contract to produce content. Their first big project was the 2022 docuseries Harry and Meghan, which promised an inside look at their royal exit. It was a hit in terms of viewership, but it alienated a lot of people. The series was criticised for airing family grievances. Meghan's claimed that Catherine made her cry. And for its glossy, almost scripted feel, the Daily Mail called it a propaganda piece for the Republican movement, accusing the couple of blaming everyone but themselves. It was fake. It was totally fake. The whole thing seemed unreal. Since then, their Netflix output has been sparse. Harry's working on a polo documentary, and Meghan's got a lifestyle show with Love Meghan set to release soon. But there's a catch. Their Netflix deal is nearing its expiration in 2025, and sources like the Royal Observer say the pressure's on to deliver. If these projects flop, it could be game over for their Hollywood dreams. And then there's Meghan's lifestyle brand, originally called American Riviera Orchard, now rebranded as Ever, launched in March 2024. And I will interject here and say I've always thought it should be called Whatever, because I think that's how most of us feel as regards Meghan's next thing that she does. Not as ever, but oh, whatever. So it started with a lot of hype, with Instagram posts with jam jars and flower sprinkles. But the rollout was a mess. The launch was delayed due to wildfires in Los Angeles, and when products like jam and cookie mixes were teased, social media roasted them. Ex-users called it overpriced and cringe, with some joking Meghan was trying to be the next Martha Stewart, but without the finesse. Worse, Vanity Fair reported in 2025 that Meghan's team was shopping around for a post-divorce book deal, suggesting she's already planning an exit strategy. That's a bold claim, and while the couple denied it, it's fueled speculation that Meghan's ventures are more about personal branding than building a lasting business. So let's not forget smaller ventures. Meghan's children's book, The Bench, released in 2021, got lukewarm reviews and didn't make waves. Their Archwell Foundation, while well-intentioned, has been criticised for low output compared to its lofty goals. And their attempt to trademark Sussex Royal was blocked by Buckingham Palace, a major setback for their brand. And the pattern? Well, it's big promises, big deals, but inconsistent delivery. Some argue it's because Meghan and Harry overestimated their star power outside the royal framework. Others, like royal commentator Dan Wootton, say they failed to take accountability for their dreadful behaviour and focus too much on victimhood. Absolutely. Now let's get to the juicy stuff. The online chatter about Meghan's motives. Social media, especially X, is buzzing with speculation that Meghan's sticking with Harry until his inheritance runs out. So let's look into this and the money side of things. Harry's financial situation is no secret. When Princess Diana died in 1997, she left Harry and William a combined £13 million fortune. Harry told Oprah in 2021 that his share funded their move to the US after they stepped down as royals. He's also believed to have inherited millions from the Queen Mother, although it's unclear if Queen Elizabeth left him anything. In 2025, Harry settled a lawsuit with News Group newspapers for an undisclosed sum, adding to his wealth. But here's where the cynicism kicks in. Posts on X, like the one from @Demetra claim Meghan has a pattern of dumping people when they're no longer useful. Another user, @LolaGraham, wrote in May 2025, the marriage has collapsed due to the coercive actions of Meghan. All preventable had Harry been intelligent. These are brutal takes, but they're not isolated. Many online believe Meghan's eyeing Harry's wealth as her ticket to independence. Meghan wasn't penniless before Harry. She earned about $50,000 per episode for over 100 episodes of Suits, building a tidy nest egg. But her lifestyle, of Montecito mansions, private jets, requires serious cash. Critics argue she's leveraging Harry's royal status and wealth to fund her ventures. The New York Post even quoted a palace insider saying they would sue social media if they could, because Meghan and Harry are so sensitive to these criticisms. And the most damning rumour? That Meghan's team was gauging interest in a post-divorce tell-all book. Vanity Fair's American Hustle article claimed this was specifically about a split from Harry, not her first husband Trevor Engelson. While Meghan's team denied it, the rumour fuels the narrative that she's planning her exit once Harry's resources are tapped out. Online, the sentiment is harsh. Ex-users like @TheFakeDuchess have claimed Meghan is bitter, twisted, devious, and out for revenge, with some alleging she's manipulating Harry for financial gain. Others point to her history, ending her first marriage to Trevor Engelson in 2013. Sorry, I meant her second marriage to Trevor Engelson in 2013 via mailed engagement ring as evidence of a pattern. These comments paint Meghan as a calculated opportunist, waiting for the right moment to move on. But is this fair? Some defend Meghan, arguing she's a savvy businesswoman navigating a tough industry. Her supporters say the hate is rooted in misogyny or racism, echoing her 2021 Oprah interview, where she claimed the royal family and British media treated her unfairly due to her race, which we know is totally not true. It was never anything to do with her race. So, let's take a look. A lot of the narrative around Meghan and Harry's split, professional or otherwise, focuses on Meghan's behaviour toward Harry. Critics from royal experts to ex-users have painted her as controlling, manipulative and narcissistic. So let's take a look at this from a critical lens. But I'll also play devil's advocate to keep it balanced. Royal biographer Hugo Vickers told The Sun that Meghan's public profile is tied to Harry's royal status, not her Suits fame. He suggested she still needs Harry to stay relevant, implying she's strategically keeping him close. Other sources, like the Royal Observer, call Harry notoriously brittle and thin-skinned, suggesting Meghan's strong personality dominates their dynamic. In their 2021 Oprah interview, Meghan took centre stage, detailing her mental health struggles and alleging racism in the royal family. Harry seemed more reserved, leading some to speculate that she controls the narrative. The Daily Mail's Dan Wootton went further, calling Harry like a child who's afraid of losing her. I think so as well. Ex-posts like one from @AtomicSandworm even claim Meghan's a narcissist who thrives on drama, citing fights over her unilateral decisions, like posting about her brand without Harry's input. Divorce rumours have dogged them for years, especially as their solo appearances increased. Harry addressed this at the 2024 Deal Book Summit, joking, "We're apparently divorced 10 or 12 times." But sources like Hindustan Times note that their insistence on denying rumours feels like protesting too much. And I've talked about this years ago. I think even a year after they were married, I was saying that they were apart because evidence pointed that way, and I heard rumours that Meghan was staying in Soho House. They were arriving differently to events. There was a lot going on back then. Anyway, back to the topic in hand, and critics point to Meghan's solo Instagram return in 2025 under the handle @Meghan as a sign that she's distancing herself. Her first post, a beach video without Harry, sparked speculation that she's building a separate brand. On the flip side, Meghan's praised Harry publicly. At a 2024 SXSW event, she called him a hands-on dad and incredible partner. On a podcast with Jamie Kern-Lima, she said their marriage is forever and gushed about Harry's beautiful heart. Gosh, this is so cringeworthy. These moments suggest a united front, but critics argue they're staged, obviously, to counter the rumours. Some, like the critics Paul du Quesnoy, called Meghan a shrill and undesirable Uber Karen, pointing to her political comments and perceived entitlement. Others cite her past, like cutting ties with her father and first husband, as evidence that she discards relationships when they no longer serve her. Ex-user at Demetra Autumn summed it up. She dumped everything and everyone in her life. That's a pattern. She will dump Harry when she feels he's of no use. But let's be fair. Harry's no saint either. His memoir Spare threw his family under the bus, and he's admitted to mental health struggles. Some argue Meghan's ambition is just what Harry needs to break free from royal constraints. Still, the critical narrative that she's using Harry's status and wealth is the narrative that dominates online. So what is really going on here? Are Meghan and Harry splitting professionally because their joint ventures failed, or is this a calculated move to rebuild their image? It's a known fact that Hollywood stars will sometimes fake a breakup just to get the attention and the focus on them when they're promoting a new movie or something. And are the cynical comments about Meghan's motives rooted in truth or just online anger? Here's my take. Their business failures, Spotify, Netflix, American Riviera Orchard, show a pattern of over-promising and under-delivering. They banked on their royal status carrying them in Hollywood, but the public's fascination has waned. The professional split makes sense as a way to diversify their brand. Harry's charity work keeps him relatable, while Meghan's lifestyle ventures aim for commercial success. And as for Meghan, she has not helped herself in any way. Her history of cutting ties and rumours about a post-divorce book do not help her case. She's been chucking out word salad, and it's been all talk about being a humanitarian, all the philanthropic efforts, and the facts don't match the stuff that she's spouted. Harry's wealth is a factor, but there's no hard evidence Meghan's just waiting to cash out. So, the ex-posts will continue to call her out for being devious, narcissistic, and ignoring Harry's role in most of it. Both have made mistakes, but the focus is very much on Meghan. And I think because a lot of people knew Harry did seem to be a different person before he met her. He wasn't perfect. There were a lot of things that Harry did that were questionable, but in general, he has turned from a really cheerful and amicable and quite likeable chap to a miserable, self-pitying child. So, what do you think about this? Is Meghan orchestrating this split to build her own empire? Or are they just trying to find their footing? They've had loads of time to try and find their footing, haven't they? So this obviously is showing that they haven't even gained a foothold. All these attempts, all these opportunities, and they have not gained one foothold. So, let me have your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more of these types of videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.